off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Tiki Live, Rumble, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, TuneIn, and more. And I'm a little bit distracted this morning because I have my granddog son with me, and he'll be on camera in a second. But I'm so glad that you've joined me. This is a show about hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show, so you can be happy 88% of the time. And I have topics and guests to that. And if you missed any of my past 900 and what are we on now? 15 shows, you can find them on my YouTube channel. But we are streaming live right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you can come and chat, because today's topic is with a combo series. I have my regular Tuesday co-host, Beth Linder-Moss, who is certified everything to do with fitness, health, wellness. She is my staff expert. She's my designated show expert in all of those areas, and she has a brilliant book out that she's going to talk about later. She's on every first and third Tuesday, except today, a special because she got to go take her daughter for college shopping. I remember those days. And then we have someone that you're going to go, well, he looks familiar. He is. He's my co-host from Thursday mornings, Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
And we are here to talk about fitness and relationships today. So I'm so glad that you're tuned in. I see the eyeballs rolling in now. Please do enjoy yourself. I'm also going to give an Asian Oprah giveaway today. 2 tickets. Actually, let's make that 4 tickets to Up and Away. You know that song? And in the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Okay, you got to remember the 5th dimension. I know, Beth, if you were here, you'd be going. I'm so excited. Florence LaRue of the 5th Dimensions is my guest tomorrow, and I'm giving away tickets all week for the performance on Friday. So, Sam, you may want to get your mom to come down and enjoy that. She'll remember that. You're too young to remember that music. But anyways, enough from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for joining me to my co-hosts. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is going to be fun. What happened was, 3 weeks ago, Beth visited Sam and I on Thursday. So, turnabout is fair play. We had a little spicy conversation about fitness and relationships. We'll continue that today. But first, you know the drill. We start every morning with a bite of my gratitude sandwich for breakfast. So there's 3 of us. This should be whipped out in no time. No, I'm not whipping Sam today. Well, I already did about getting him up out of bed. But anyways, go ahead and start, Beth. What are you grateful for? 8 specific things. We're going to go round robin.
I am grateful that there are so many freaking colleges out there, and that we know that there's going to be a college for everybody. I was, out with my twin girls, college shopping last week, and it will continue throughout the month. So I am grateful that there are so many colleges to choose from.
Are they going to go to the same one?
They don't know yet. There's a very good chance that they'll end up at the same one. They are best friends and they do everything together. But it will also depends on, if the colleges they get into offers everything that they both want and stuff. So
I've always wanted twins. I mean, that was one thing that, maybe next lifetime. But how cool is that? How cool is that? Go ahead.
I was like, it definitely is fun to have twins, but challenging at other times. And especially since they're the same sex, sometimes like two girls, like teenage girls. Yeah, we got a lot of attitude in this house.
Well, there's a Chinese symbol. This is, let's see, where am I? Okay, so this is woman, right? If you put two women under one roof, that's the symbol for trouble.
Oh, that's my house. No, not attitude. We definitely got that going on. We're good with that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'll be a fly on the wall. All right, Sam, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that Polly Boy is our board op. So I don't have to be in the studio doing the controlling. So it's easier so I don't have to multitask doing the show. So thanks, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Polly. I'm always very grateful. He gets to the button on time.
Yeah, he's a better board engineer. We all play our parts.
I'm glad that you said that. I made him say that, but I am so grateful that this week I get to babysit. He's not cooperating. He'll come on my lap in a second. I get to babysit my grand dog son, Pablo, who's my daughter's boyfriend's Frenchie son. So I'm grateful for that. All week. Now I know why I don't have a dog.
Oh, I love I'm grateful for my dog. I'm going to go next. I'm grateful for my Rosie girl, and she's the best. So I think having a dog is awesome. So I'm grateful for my dog.
Beautiful. What kind?
She is like a Jack Russell mutt. We rescued her. She's a mutt. She's 11 years old, but she's like a puppy still.
Oh, that's so great.
16 pounds. But she's fun. She's a lot of fun. But so she's good because she can have fun. She'll play all day. But when you want to snuggle, she'll snuggle. So it's fun. So she's like perfect kind of dog.
Beautiful. All right, Sam.
I don't know if I should like piggyback off this. Because I was going to say,
you are a dog.
Grateful.
You've been called a dog. No, I'm kidding.
No. I'm grateful that I don't have a dog or just like pets in general. That's a lot on people's plate. That's like, adding another person to the family. And, the worst thing in high school was having dog hair all over me. And I used to have girls just pick dog hair off my clothes. It was so embarrassing. Like a lint roller couldn't even do the trick. So I don't have that problem anymore because I don't have a pet. So I'm grateful I don't have dog hair everywhere.
My dog doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a non-shedding dog, so
that's a perk for sure.
All right. This is
Pop. Oh, so cute.
He's a gangster.
Yes. So cute. Say
so
hi.
Cute.
Say hi. Say, I'm going to be on the show today.
Yeah, this is how you get like a lot of views having a dog on the show.
Yeah, they do get probably the highest views for sure. Let's see. I'll do another one. I am grateful that, dogs are for me unconditional dogs because no matter what you do, no matter how, bad of a day or whatever, your dog is constantly just fueling you with unconditional love. We as humans try to do that, but we're so conditional, I can't believe you said that. And I'm going to give you the cold silent treatment for at least a day. Or, we say we're unconditionally loving our children, but that's like bullshit talking. Come on. But dogs, they got it down. All right. So let's go to the bottom of the bun. which is appreciation. So you start your day with gratitude. Bottom of the bun is appreciation of yourself. Did I say that right? Gratitude in the morning, appreciation before you go to bed. What is appreciation? What do you like about yourself? Why is that important? Because if you can't like yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to like you? So that's my BS, my belief system. I believe that it is the foundation of good mental health is self-love, self-care. And so that's why we do this. So I appreciate that I can talk just at the drop of a hat that it doesn't, yesterday weren't sure if the guest was coming, and I don't sweat that stuff, which is so I appreciate, even though sometimes my mouth does get me in trouble, most of the time it's a really good thing. 916 shows later. Beth.
I'm going to say I appreciate my patience for our road trip with my 2 teenage girls.
Wait. I'm going to give applause for that. That word, that P word you just said is not even in my vocabulary. I have no P, will never have P. I don't pray for P because I got teenagers when I prayed for patience. So no P for me. Good morning, Ishmael from Riverside, longtime supporter. All right. Sam, what do you appreciate about yourself?
I appreciate that I still have a vision and I'm sticking to it.
Fantastic.
And that, we can go into detail, but that's what I appreciate about myself.
Okay. Well, you might slip all that in later. Not literally. But okay, here we go. That is what I want you to do before you go to bed. So if I promise that if you do this for 30 days, this is the happiness challenge, gratitude in the morning and appreciation at night, you will have vastly different days in between. So try it. I've had a number of people say you were absolutely right. And the best part is it's free. So thank you for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa, Beth Linder-Moss, and Sam Works this morning. And I'm going to put Beth on the spot now. What are we talking about today? What do you remember about your visit to our Thursday show, Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works
show? And what would you like to talk about today?
Well, we were talking about relationships with your significant other and fitness and basically, and I guess we talked about nutrition with it as well, really, and how they go together and sometimes don't go together. So that's really what we were talking about. We had some same ideas, some differences as to how we looked at stuff. I think part of that too is the why we look things a little differently is age, where I've been doing this a lot longer. I don't know. No, not with you, with Sam.
I'm ageless.
No, Sam and I, like, even like, getting ready early. I'm used to I'm on the go very early. Like I said, I'm at work at 4:45 a.m. every day. So,
which is actually 1:45 our time, Sam, because she's on the East Coast.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you were in bed by 1:45, but we're not going there.
Probably not. My son, who's in college, is probably rolling in the door by the time I'm getting up to go to work. But I think that is something to do with why we look at some of the stuff a little differently. Is just because how long I've been doing it, where you are in your life, where I am in my life. But I will say that when you just said before for one of your appreciation for your vision, I'm going to go with that because my vision is something that I've stuck with. I'm now in my 50s and going with it and haven't given up either. So I want to applaud you for that and to say that you should not give up on your vision. That is part of the whole wellness stuff that I talk about too. So I'm going to go with that and say that I totally think that you should stick with it, because I am. And like I said, I'm in my 50s, put out a book, and I'm going forward and I'm not stopping. So
Yeah, that's great. How important is having a vision for your health and wellness and your fitness?
it's super important. You really need to vision goals, right? We all have these goals set out for us. And like Sam, you have this vision, which is like probably a long-term goal that I would say that you want to get to. And there's so many steps from where we're looking at like getting to number 10, but you can't go from 1 to 10 without going to all the steps in between. So having that vision or that goal, you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps all the way to get there. So it's so important. We all need to look forward to something, and there's a goal that we want to get to, whether it's our lifelong goal as to what we want to do and achieve, or it's our fitness goal, or it's our nutrition goal, it's our mental goals, all of the things. So it's really, really important that we get there. We can bring in our significant others into that as well, as we're talking about significant others. So, having significant others on board with you is key. Super, super key, because I will say, I think I might have probably given this analogy before, but crabs that are in like in a basket or whatever, you have like, if one person in a crab, one crab's trying to get out, the other crabs are trying to pull it back down, like, misery loves company kind of thing. So, but if you are going to stick with other people who are trying to keep you up, so hopefully you get your significant other on the same page as you, then they're going to lift you up, and they're not going to be the crab that's like holding you back kind of thing. Because sometimes when the significant other sees the changes that you're making, and then they could get a little jealous of it, or maybe they just aren't on board with you, whatever it is, and they start bringing you back down, then it makes it so hard to get to your goals and stuff. So having your significant other on board with you is huge.
Right. You just got a finger on that one. That is not that finger, but this finger. So thank you for whoever did that. And please feel free, not if you're driving and tuned in at AM 1050 or FM 106.5, which is NBC News Radio KCAA. And this is the number 1 8 a.m. talk show in the IE. Thank you very much all for that. And you are listening to my Tuesday co-host, Beth Linder-Moss. We're talking about relationships and fitness and goals right now. And you may recognize the third party here, who is my co-host on Thursday. His name is
Sam Works.
And he's working it this morning. So Sam,
Yes.
Why don't we actually use Beth's expertise right now and hone our fitness vision? Okay. So what would be your vision of fitness and health for you for, at least the next 10 years? Okay. Short term, like this year, and then longer term for the next decade, maybe.
So it's funny that, okay, so basically for the short term, I have a more physical look that I want to achieve. But for a long term, it's more of a longevity of being healthy, right? And so like I already like premeditated on how I want to do that. But although it changes, it varies all the time, especially what I want to look physically, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to weigh like over 200 pounds. But then other times I'm like, well, I'd rather just stay leaned out. And especially because like my medical condition, when I get heavier, it's harder for my body to function.
How
and that's
hard?
just like harder than usual. But I mean, that's just how it is though. Like the bigger you get, the harder your body has to work. Right.
Yep.
Did not see anything on that one.
Yep.
But the end goal is longevity, right? I want to live as long as I can so I can see, my nephews and nieces grow up, so I can like be around my family forever. Well, not forever, but as long as I can. So
Mhm.
I like how you brought up not just one vision, because there's multiple visions, right? There's a vision that I see myself in the near future, how I see myself in the far future. And some of it is not even about fitness. At the end of the day, there is one umbrella of a vision, and that's being the best version of what I can be, of how I see myself. But again, it changes, but you do have like that core principle of what you want to be. And I think that's important because your life has like pillars, and then you are the building, and if one pillar falls, then the rest are going to fall. And so if you, let's say, you got fitness, right? You have wealth, you have health, you have love, right? So let's say 4 pillars. Let's say your fitness falls out, right? If you stop going to the gym, there's like, me personally, I go through like a depression, right? Because when you work out and you go to the gym, you elevate yourself, you're vibrating, your frequency. And so that's going to keep you more active, more aware, more in tune, and more conscious in life. But if you let that fall, you start becoming lazy, you start gaining weight, you start getting more depressed, you start hating yourself, then your wealth, your financing, and your love starts to fall down with it.
Mhm.
So it's important to keep everything that you think, all your pillars in life, in order, and just having a vision for all of them. But at the end of the day, again, that one umbrella of the vision is just being the best version of yourself.
He doesn't sound 23, huh, Beth?
No, he doesn't. No, he
Yeah,
doesn't. Definitely like ahead of your time on some of that for sure.
Thank you.
yeah. I'll go next if that's okay. My vision short term is, and as I was formulating this, when I was modeling, when I was your age, Sam, I did not appreciate how I looked. I was still criticizing this and that, and I look back and it's like, dang, I looked the best, right, that I ever looked, right, and it's funny because when I post my old modeling pictures, the guys like come out of the woodwork, like guys that know me now and would never have looked twice are all of a sudden like, dang. And it's like, I don't look like that anymore. Or they'll see that and they go, is that you? And then I'm like, fork you, of course that's me. Right. So there's that. Anyway, so I bring that up as that is a negative image or vision for me to stop having, that I was only the best at that age, and not try to recreate that now. I think for older, even though I'm not older, I'm ageless, but for the ageless woman, that's a struggle because you see it manifest in the plastic surgery and the tummy tucks and all of those things, this dis-ease with the state of our physical shape and looks, and that, the whole billion industry, right, is built on that. And how do we balance appreciating how we look now with being the best that we can be, and not fall prey to what we're all feeling right now, the after effects of COVID. We were isolated, we were encouraged to stay indoors, shelter in place. It's like a dream, like a nightmare now. So we didn't work out. We lost our ability to be flexible, and that high after running, or that good feeling after working out, and just getting back on that treadmill, literally, to feel good physically. I definitely know that. I allowed myself. COVID-19 stands for the 19 pounds that a lot of people gained. I actually gained it before that, I got sober. That was a 25-pound gain. Then I got 2 hips replaced. That was a 5-pound per hip. And then, a couple pounds every year because you just don't do what you used to do. And I last Valentine said, I don't think I'm done dating, although it's been 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 hours, but who's counting? But I don't feel good naked when I look at myself. So I'm going to do something about it. And so that was my short term. I want to lose. I didn't say how many pounds. I just said, I just want to start working out, eat healthy, and cut out 88% flour, and only ate between 12 and 8 and worked out every day. That helped with 36-pound loss now. And now I'm doing the toning. The doctor's like, no more than 5 more pounds, because I have also a history. When I was modeling, I was anorexic. So we have to watch that for me. But no, I'm not taking that oxy, whatever that term.
I was literally going to bring that up, because you're talking about like all the weight loss and everything, and like being happy with yourself, and like all of the stuff that goes in together, where right now everyone is taking the Ozempic, and everybody, like, if you, especially like the stars and everyone who's getting it like at their fingertips, yes, they're taking it away from those diabetics that actually need it. And a lot of these people who are taking it were actually average weight to begin with. So which is very concerning also. But you were just talking about how to be happy with, everything. And now you got you have the poor doggy. You have the weight loss, and but you have to understand that the weight loss itself is not everything, and there's the whole mental part to it, and there's also the physical part of working out with it as well. And the working out is what gives you the endorphins that you actually need also. So you're not only going to tone up and with all of the amazing benefits of working out, of all of that, but it gives you endorphins as well, which are the happy stuff. So, which you actually need. He's making little noises.
He's agreeing with you. Pablo is agreeing with you.
He's like, it sounds like a little pig.
It does.
So sorry, I'll put my mic off.
He's so cute. But like, yes, the people are losing the weight, but there's more to weight loss than just weight loss and feeling good about yourself and everything. It's not only the weight. Sometimes it is the mental health that you have to do, whether you are incorporating your yoga and your meditations and your Tai Chi, right? And all of that, you got to incorporate like everything, because it's not only weight loss. Because yes, weight loss is like an immediate kind of gratification, but once you get thin, everything isn't going to be everything that you always dreamed of. And I think that another example could be what Sam was talking about, wealth. Just, we all want to be super wealthy, but sometimes the wealthiest people in the world are not the happiest people in the world, right? So sometimes the skinniest people and the thinnest people in the world aren't the happiest ones either. So we have to take it all and put it all together. So Sam, I'm going to put your 4 pillars in there. So
it's all about balance, right? It's all about balance. So Sam, your reaction to that?
Yeah, I think obviously fitness is important, but it is something that we do also have to be careful with, just like everything else, because when you work out, that's taking time from everything else. So Dr. Marissa was right. There is a balance, right? So I know people I used to be a gym freak. I used to go to the gym 2 times, maybe 3 times a day. And I used to go with my buddy. And it got to the point where it's like all my friends like, hey, let's go to the beach. And me and my friend were like, hey, we got to hit the gym first. So like, give us like an hour and then we can do that. But it's just taking your time from everything else in life, So we just got to make sure that we're aware of what we're doing and how we're doing it. And as long as we don't abuse what we have, then life is great. Dr. Marissa, you're talking about surgery and like tummy tucks and all this stuff. There's you got to accept yourself in some degree. You can regret, being overweight and then like losing all this weight, and now you have to, see yourself in a certain way, and that's fine because everyone makes those mistakes. But talking about like relationships, last night someone asked me, and she had like, she doesn't take care of herself as much as she wants, I can tell, and she has like extensions, like fake eyelashes and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, what's your type?" And I was like, "I don't really have a type." And she's like, "Well, what do you like in a woman?" And I was like, being as natural as possible, right? Because when they have like surgery and all these tucks and stuff, that's like they're like hiding something like deeper inside, like you can lose, like, as long as you just take care of yourself, the natural beauty will shine through everything, you know what I mean, in my eyes. And it's like people age, and we talked about this last time when I was on the when she was on our show, about like, you're never going to be who you were like 10, 20, 30 years ago, or whatever the case may be. But you have to have that self-acceptance and just keep moving forward, So when like people look back and they're like, "Oh my gosh, was that you?" Like, yeah, that was me. And I'm still here, like you just gotta understand and like accept the way of life, and as long as you just keep pushing forward and just being consistent with progression, because I think one of the biggest failures are like, a lot of people out there are consistent, but a lot of people are consistent without any, progress. Like people can go to the gym all the time, but then like 2, 3, 4 years later, they don't look any different than they did when they started. So it's like, be consistent, but also progress. And then you'll really start to see the change.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to do a station ID here. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in the studio, I do have my grand dog son here, Pablo, who is contributing through the snorting. If that makes him look, there you go, right on cue. And you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And we have a combo show today with my co-host of Step Up Into Your Best Life with Beth Linder-Moss, as well as my Thursday co-host, Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and Sam Works. And we're talking about fitness and relationships, and specifically a vision for yourself when it comes to your fitness goals, your health and wellness goals. And we're happy that you tuned in here. Feel free to comment or question in the chat. We are streaming live on YouTube, which is my central hub of the show. So I would like to, where did that term gym rat come from? Because I've always, had a curiosity about that. And then secondly, so that preoccupation with looks, that's what we wanted to talk about, now that I remember, again, and sort of come to a finish on that, at least into solution. So we are in the second half of the show. What are some tips that you can give, Beth, that help your clients stop focusing on the way they look and more on the way they feel? Because I think that's the ticket. I power through stuff, and so I'm learning how to really be very cognizant about how I'm feeling versus how I'm looking. And I think for me, that's one of my solutions in how to separate out, the body image from how I feel about my body and about the way I can move. I know my hips don't hurt. My hips don't lie anymore because I've lost the extra weight that I was carrying. I'm enjoying, the activities that I do with less pain than I used to. So help us with that, Beth.
All right. Well, I was kind of going to go off a little what Sam was also talking about when he said when he goes back to the gym and he sees the people kind of looking the same after 3 years, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because maybe they're happy with the look of them, but they're there for the benefits of what exercise actually does and feels for them. So that's what I'm just going to say on that one. But so, I mean, honestly, I think if somebody saw me 3 years ago and 3 years later, I might be a little more toned here or there, but overall, my body is pretty similar. You know, I'm not drastically changing my body because I'm not a bodybuilder and I'm not trying to get bigger or go into a competition. And I'm also not trying to lose, 50 pounds. So I think that my body will probably look pretty similar if you saw me 3 years ago to 3 years, till now. But I go to the gym for so many more things than just where my body looks. And so that brings us into what Dr. Marissa was saying about how to get it off of just the look and how you feel. So a lot of this stuff is, people come in and they'll say, depending on, of course, ages and stuff, but if somebody was like, has a family and they want to be able to play with their kids. They want to get on the floor. They want to get in the backyard. They want to play on the floor with their kids who are toddlers. They want to go in the back. They have to run after them, right? They want to go in the backyard and play soccer because their child plays soccer and they want to do all these active things with them. That's feeling good. Like you want to feel good. You want to be able to do all of that. You want to be able to walk up and down those steps without huffing and puffing because I need to take the laundry basket. My laundry room happens to be in my basement. So, right. So you don't want to have to like huff and puff and be like, oh my God, I have to do my laundry because I don't want to have to go up and down those steps. Right. So feeling good is in so many different ways. Like, do you want to, maybe it is part of it is a weight loss and maybe your clothes that you were wearing pre-COVID are now starting to like fit a little less snug. That's a way to judge like feeling good about yourself. Maybe you have more energy. And maybe your outlook on life of things that you want to do, that's another feel good thing because you're gaining confidence. And that is huge from exercise. I can tell you when I teach group classes, exercise wise, the first day, the new person's like in that back corner hiding where they think they're hiding, but they're not because the place is filled with mirrors. So I can see everybody, but they're like hiding. And then like 3 weeks in, they move in a little bit or they're talking to the person next to them. And, it's the same because it's the same people that keep coming back. So then they start talking to people and then somebody new came in and they're the ones who are showing them how to do something and like confidence. You just see people like growing and the confidence that you gain from, exercising. So like, that's the other, and there's just so much and you start to get out. You have to go and pass your comfort zone. So sometimes you got to do things that are a little harder to get past that comfort zone. So a lot of us stay in a comfort zone and don't want to push ourselves. And that doesn't mean just in fitness, that means in everything. Right. Yes. So to get to your vision, to get to my vision, right, which is our long-term goals that might not necessarily be fitness or nutrition or, or weight or whatever, you have to get out of your comfort zone. I wanted to write a book forever and I didn't. But
Show us your book. Show us your book.
I finally did. So here's my book. Thank Kelsey. But it's, it took me, a long time to get out of that comfort zone and say, I'm totally qualified to write this book. What is holding me back? And I finally did it. So there's so many things about feeling good. And yes, it's like, like I said, like, yes, I'm all about fitness and nutrition and well-balanced everything, but that's what it all is. Once you are well-balanced and you can get out of your comfort zone, you can live the best version of you by doing that. It's the feel good things. It's all the little feel good things. It's even like being able to, go, like I said, going out with friends and family, go to the beach. I actually literally today just got a message from somebody who went on spring break and was like, thank you so much for the past 8 weeks. I have never felt so strong and so confident and so good to be out with my family, to be in a bathing suit, to be on the beach, to go to, the resort that they went to, didn't walk around hiding. That was a message I literally just got today. So it's the confidence that she gained from, doing all of the things that we have been talking about. So it's
Mhm.
all those little things, that all the feel good things. It's not that I have to look in the mirror and I have to look a certain way. There's so much more that go into it, and all the like the little things, all those feel good moments that get into it. That is where, it's going to help you succeed.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Beth. And you can get that book anywhere. Think Healthy,
Be
right?
healthy. Yep.
Be
Think healthy.
Healthy. Yeah, and you can also go to our website, BethLinder-Moss.com. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. And that reminds me of when Sam was talking about a relationship that he had, that no matter how thin she was, or matter what she just did not feel good about herself. And I think that when it comes to the cross section with all of this stuff and relationships, no one can, I think about, does my butt look fat? I mean, that question, that is such a common question. Does my butt look fat in this dress, or how do I look, is such an indicative sign that if you can't approve of yourself and the way that you look, you will never have enough compliments. And my husband would get into trouble all the time, the poor guy. I would say, how do I look? And he'd say, you look fine, or whatever he would say. And I would say, yeah, but I had to ask you.
Mm.
I want you to compliment me, not because I asked you to do it, but if I can approve of how I look, then the compliment or the criticism is just the icing on the cake. I got to bake this cake, baby. I got to make sure that I like 88% of the time the way that I look and the way that I feel, or I'm in trouble. And so I'm going to do one tip on natural ways for me, how did I, get to this place, which is way better than it was last year. One was substitute the need to reach for something for a craving, or if you're on an antidepressants, there's a new study around cashews and the natural antidepressant capacities that cashews have, and they don't have side effects like irritable man syndrome, or a soft whatever, that kind of side effect you don't want. So try natural things. And then my second one is just do it. The gospel according to Nike. How did I do it? I didn't think about it. I woke up, the alarm went, and I just rolled out of bed, got the sneakers on, and went right down. I'm grateful that I have a gym. Down. My hips still don't allow me to do a lot of running, but running is free. Walking is free. You don't need a gym membership for that. You get outside. So those are my two practical tips. Sam.
Okay, so I wanted to touch up on what Beth was saying. Basically, and I said this before, your frequency is what you frequently see, right? So if you feel like crap, you'll probably look like crap. If you feel tired, you probably look tired. But if you feel great, you probably look great, and everyone sees everybody differently through their own eyes. But you can also see yourself differently. Like there's days where I look at myself and I look busted. And I'm embarrassed in some extent, but there's other days where when I feel great, I'm overconfident. I'm like to the other extreme, right? So like you will never, you have this goal and this vision of yourself, right? Like for me, like I want to be like a Greek goddess statue or a Greek god statue, like that's the physique that I want. And I'll probably never get there, right? Because that is like, I'm shooting for the stars, aiming for the moon, shooting for the stars. But if you feel good, like internally, then externally, you will see good, right? And like I said, there's times where I see myself and I was like, I look really good today. And that's because I've been doing everything good that day, right? You feel like crap, you probably look like crap. But if you feel good, you probably look good too, And it's just like that's something that you should keep in mind. Like if you're being lazy and like you're depressed all day and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna see yourself in a way you feel internally, right? But if you're going out there, you're being productive, you feel good, you do your exercise, you raise your vibrations, you raise your frequency, then what you're going to see is a better version of yourself. You know?
That's why I get dressed up every single day, no matter what I'm doing. Even if I'm staying at home, I get dressed up. There's something about what you're saying that just sets you, because when you look good, you feel good. I'm not doing it for compliments. Compliments are nice, don't get me wrong, but I do it for me because I want to feel good about me. And there, I think, is the foundation of good mental health. So
yeah, I mean, listen, if you sit around in your pajamas all day, right, and you're lying in bed, you feel very different than when you got dressed, right? And you get dressed up, you're like my fancy friend. Because I get dressed up in sweats all the time, but I don't walk around in pajamas, like, you know, but you get dressed up. So I'm going to call you my fancy friend now. But
I'll take it. That's my middle name is Fancy Pants.
When you look fancy, like, you know, you feel good. It's true. You can't just like be in pajamas lying around in my flannels all day. Like, then that's what you feel like. You're absolutely right.
I do think that clothes play a big role. And like for like women's sake, like if you wear pajamas, they're like loose and baggy, you know, and like every girl wants a bigger butt or like toned legs, right?
For the most part. I don't want a bigger butt. That's like sorry. Hey. I mean, that's a more recent thing. That's like I guess there's a little bit of balance.
Actually,
right?
Somebody was just telling me about like someone who they have actually seen recently who had like a butt implants, I guess, and they were like, "Whoa, it's like totally different looking." So yeah,
I'm not a fan of like too big. Like again, there's a balance to it. But what I was getting at though is like if you wear your pajamas, right? And they're loose and baggy, and you're a female, and you wanna have that shape, you know, when you see yourself, compared to if you're wearing like really like tight jeans, you know, you're gonna be more confident in tight jeans than in pajamas, right? Because then you see your figure, especially if you've been, you know, working on it and stuff. So, and for guys, like comfortability is definitely up there, but like some people, they wear like mediums. You know, like their shirts are too tight on their
mediums.
Mediums, like small mediums. You know.
I love this generation. They make they're like the keyboard generation, the punctuation generation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I used to be that guy. I used to be that kid in high school. I used to wear too tight of shirts, and it would make me look more, you know, toned. And people are like, "Wow, dude, you look good." I'm like, it's the shirt." Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, I have to comment on this, and I have to do it now because if I'll forget, and because I wanted to say this 4 times, I don't understand, and mostly it's women who have fake eyelashes, fake push-ups, fake butt. You know, you can have Spanx or whatever they are now with, but like. If your goal is to attract a guy to who you are or what you look like, and then you like go and you actually close the deal and they like are taking pieces of you off, like how is that attractive and how is that like a strategy? Sorry, had to vent there. I just never understood that.
I think Sam's the one who might want to comment on that
one. It's a game I'm not gonna say it's a game changer, but it ruins relationships all the time because like you get dressed, you meet someone, especially for one night stands. Ooh, like they look so pretty, they're all dolled up, and then like you wake up the next morning and it's like you haven't even been drinking. Like it's just the fact that they have, and then you know how much stress that puts on a woman, you know, becoming from trying to transition to themselves to this like perfect little doll, and how long that takes. Like the girl that never thought she was skinny enough, oh man, when she was doing her eyelashes, like she never had fake eyelashes, which is great. But she had to make sure like each eyelash was like perfect, like to the T. And I'm like, Just brush your eyelashes. Let's go. Like, you
When I
know,
was modeling, I got to tell you this. When I was modeling, there was a woman. Actually, it was a pageant we were at. She would do her mascara and then separate every single lash. And she said she would get up an hour earlier than her significant other, and put on full makeup and get back in bed. So that's how he thought she looked all the time. I was like, I forgot about that for so long. But anyways, we're running out of time. It is time for final word. So we're going to let Beth Linder-Moss kick it off with her final word here. It's been great continuing this conversation. If you've just tuned in, you are at the tail end of Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, and home of the Asian Oprah. And this is our very special series on Tuesdays with Beth Linder-Moss, fitness expert extraordinaire, my staff house expert. And she's going to give the final word today on fitness and relationships.
Well, first of all, Sam, thank you for coming on. Fun, always fun. So thank you.
I love being on the show with you. It's cool.
Yeah, totally. I love it. It's so much fun. But my final word, really words I think are basically what we were talking about today is visions. And so I really want everyone to follow your dreams. Don't give up on them. Know that you are worth it and that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. It's not going to say there's not hard work to it. There's going to be some hard work. I have to get over some obstacles, but you are worth it. Don't let anyone hold you back. And if your significant other is on board, it's going to make it that much easier. Bringing in the significant other that way. But really, you're worth it. Follow your dreams and overall health, wellness, everything. That is what's going to help get you there. You can't just tunnel vision it and not get into all the different parts. So you need to like incorporate all of it. And that's really what it is. You're worth it and go for it. Don't give up.
And go to Beth's social because she's got free minute workouts. She's got free motivational things. She's on TikTok. She has huge
100,000.
numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's million.
I wish. Come on, give me 1 million. Come on, Sam.
She's approaching 1 million. She's getting there.
Thank you, Sam.
I
So
got
it's
you.
Beth Linder-Moss, right? On
Beth
TikTok,
I bet TikTok it is Beth Moss at Beth Moss 2 on TikTok. On Instagram, it's Beth_Linder_Moss. But come follow me. Get Sam's followers over to mine too, right, Sam?
Of
absolutely.
course.
Get her book as well. Pick it up anywhere. Go to her website, Beth Linder-Moss. Sam, final word.
What Beth said,
30
hey,
seconds.
you're worth it, so go for it. That's what we're saying.
Beautiful.
Health, wealth, fitness, love, go for it. Go ahead.
Thank you. What a nice compliment. Thank you for another great episode. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Ishmael from Riverside. My final word, Gospel According to Nike. By the way, really good movie, Air. Just do it. Just don't even give your mind a chance to debate. Thank you so much for joining us. Asian Oprah giveaway. If you would like a pair of tickets to see Fifth Dimension this Friday at the Saban Theater, thanks to show sponsor, then please do go to drmarissa.life and put down Aquarius and you will get that pair of tickets. We do have 2 pairs of tickets out today. Tune in tomorrow. Florence LaRue, who is one of the Fifth Dimension members, she will be in studio interviewing with me how it's been to have all these hits for so many decades and still performing on stage. I would love to meet all of you in person at the Saban this Friday. So that's it for today. Join us every weekday morning. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world. Peace through, inner peace. Thank you, Beth Linder-Moss. Sam Works. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow. Polly. This is the first time Polly has not been on that button. Where did he go?